Greetings, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. We have so many people who have been waiting patiently for me to react to their videos, and I really appreciate people's patience because I am, in some ways, historically behind. As I continue to navigate this first year of my first promotion in my real job, it has meant that I've kind of had to go to part-time on YouTube. I still make a good amount of short videos every day. I still respond to as many messages as I can, but I just don't have the time to commit to videos like I did for 5 years. I basically was thinking the other day, I worked 10 years worth of work in terms of just the hours I put in this in the span of 5 years. And now that I did that, I kind of want to be, this is a weird analogy, like Thanos staring across the farm, resting, taking a deep breath, being proud of what I've accomplished, but also accepting the fact that that era of my life in a lot of ways is over. I will never spend as much time on YouTube as I did for 5 years before basically 2023. But that doesn't mean I can't still find a balance where I can do some, but not let it control every aspect of my life, which is what it did for a long time. So we have Surge809 here who's been waiting because a 7-star Nexus is something that he was lucky enough to get. And this is a great start. Werewolf by Night. You can get a free 6-star if you do all the challenges this month. I think it's an amazing free opportunity for people who don't have them. I already do have them, so I don't know if I'm going to put in the work because it sounds like a lot of work for somebody I already have. But if you don't, incredible. Now, let's see if this 7-star Nexus is eventually going to be something that we like. But first, we have to go through this. The RNG in this crystal continues to be one of the shadiest things I've seen. I can't tell you how many people have got the same champ like 3 or 4 times in a row. That's going to be my prom date, Invisible Woman, no matter what, though. And he already had her, which is par for the course. Is this a first-time awakening for Surge? No! Okay, this is exactly what I'm talking about. The first champ that you land on in that crystal, it's almost like the algorithm remembers it. I'm not saying you have a guaranteed chance of getting it, because that's definitely not true. But you might have like a 50% chance. And when you consider that, in theory, every champ is supposed to have its own individual drop rates, even, that's the opposite of that. So, wow. Okay, this is quite the result. But it's all about that 7-star Nexus. Not that that was an important crystal. It definitely was. But this is a very rare opportunity to commentate this item. And, ooh, who would you go with? Now, I just took my Captain America Sam Wilson to rank 2. No regrets there. And I think I'd go Sam Wilson. But for defensive purposes, Mangog might get your choice. Bishop would honestly be the best choice if all 3 things were equal, but he's already awakened. So, Surge, I'd have a surge of optimism and choose Cap. What do you think, boss? What's the move? Oh, no. Can you imagine if your phone just shut off during this recording? That would be all kinds of crazy. He's not really sure, but I think he made the right choice. For the record, Surge, if this was something that you asked me for my private advice for, not for a YouTube video, but just for a tip, I would say the same thing. Even though I hate that now instead of saying ability awakened, it just says SIG 20. I think that's a weird visual glitch that's been a problem for the last couple of months. All right, let's shout out a couple more people, including B-Boy 2 Swift, who got a 7-star Nexus himself from the crystals, and that led to a Hyperion, and then Arsim the Wise got 2 7-star Nexus crystals. I cannot believe somebody got 2. But I don't think he sent over the data. So that's where this video gets a little awkward. But it's a really cool thumbnail to be able to see 2 7-star Nexus in 20 crystals is just wild. But the data was in the Sam Wilson as well as other stuff to give. So thank you to those of you who've been so patient for me to make this video. Obviously, I was able to make it before my New Mexico trip. Speaking of which, I'm just really excited. I'm really excited to see so many people I grew up that were mentors that now I can mentor the youth of my hometown and talk about what it's like to go from having literally nothing, sleeping not in a car because you don't own a car, sleeping in a church pew, to owning multiple houses thanks to YouTube. And look, I don't consider myself a star. I'm sure you probably don't consider myself a star. But I had star levels of financial opportunities to benefit the people in my life. And that will be something that nobody can take away from me. And you might scoff at the idea of my hometown saying I'm in any way famous. And if you don't think that's true, then, that's your free will. But I know what I've been able to do thanks to this community, and it's 1,000% the best thing that's ever happened to me, next to my beautiful fiance, of course. Have a great rest of y'all's day. Thanks for watching.